Yep, that's her. Going in for service. She only hits up to 15 miles an hour. Tell you about it here soon. You want me to get the bird nest?
No, look at the bird nest. Why is the mouth so big?
Because
Maybe eating all type of big. Yeah.
Look at all the bird poop. I see a hippo.
look at they're over there too.
I see a hippo.
What?
No hippo.
Hey, don't talk about your sister like that. Camouflage.
And see, I just saw
See him at first. That bird came pretty close, huh, Bubs? There we go. We in the truck. Guess it's time for a little story time, huh? I know you guys are here because you read the title. You want to know what's going on. But before we jump into that, please, if you want to support a trucker, you want to thank a trucker, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down there. Let me know how you guys doing. I'll truly appreciate it. So, last week, everything was going good. I took my son on a trip with me. We went out to LA and made it back home to Vegas. My wife and my daughter was out in Florida because my wife had work out there. She had a dancing competition and she judges those. So she took my daughter, I had my son. We went out to LA. We made it back, and I didn't know if her flight was going to be, I didn't know if she was going to make it back in time before I had to leave out again. So I already had in my mind I was taking my son with me again. But they got back like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours before I had to pick up my load. So that worked out good. My son stayed home with them. Everything was normal. I went and picked up my load. When I was in LA with my son, every time I put it in neutral, it would beep and tell me I'm still in second gear. It wouldn't read that I was in neutral. And I threw some codes. The codes I threw was coming back as a YX problem. Either the harness or something was stuck. The finger was stuck. It wasn't allowing me to go into a gear. But after I turn off the truck, I click it back and forth 6 times within like 5 seconds or something like that, and it reset everything. So after I did that a couple of times, after I resetted my actuator, my transmission actuator, the XY, everything worked fine. So we made it all the way home doing that. It was hot, 114, 120. I mean, Death Valley was that every time we drove through Death Valley, because we're driving basically like peak, right when it's hot. 12, 1, 2 o'clock is like when it's the hottest out. Going up that hill, up that Baker grid, making it home. She threw some codes. But we made it all the way home. She was shifting a little funny every time I come to a complete stop. Not every time. Sometimes when I came to a complete stop and I go to take off, like I'm doing right now, I take off, I just I don't press down my pedal, slightly press down on my pedal, let the gears work. But it'll jump, it'll jump us forward. I'm like, what the heck? So it didn't do it every time, but it did it, quite enough. So I'm like, okay, I need to get something checked out. Like, I think that actuator's acting up. Long story short, I pick up my load, make it to Arizona. I did a couple of stops. Everything's working great. I go to bag up into a spot to pick up the trailer, and the same thing happened. When I put it in neutral, it kept saying I was in second gear, just flash, you're not in park. So I press drive, and then I press neutral, then I go into neutral, jump jump out, hook up, and then I'm about to take off, and it's flashing F2. And I'm like, okay, F2. So I'm like, this happened before. I'm just gonna drive off the lot, turn off the key, do the thing, and get my actuator going again. My transmission actuator. Long story short, that never happened. It went from F2 to FN. And I couldn't drive. I couldn't go past 15 miles an hour, but it wasn't D-rating. Because D-rating, it won't even let your RPMs go up. This right here would shift to 5th gear, and then my RPMs would rev up once they go, up to 1500 RPMs. It'll just rev all the way up. I think I'm going the right way. Was I supposed to go straight? It's been a while since I've been this way. So I'm like, okay. And I got lucky because I was right down the street from a dealership. So I'm like, okay, I'm right down the street from the dealership. I'll take it to the dealership in the morning. I called ROC, notified them what was going on. And they had somebody come pick up the trailer for me. I only had a couple more stops to go. So Bob told me back to Vegas. I ended it right there. So I went to the dealer early in the morning, had them hook up. I let them know what I thought it was. I was like, I'm not here trying to tell you how to do your job, because their code reader's better than mine probably, even though this thing right here is awesome. I got the Cummins version. They make it for Cat and other types of engines. I know for sure they do it for Cat. I know they do it for Cummins, and I think they do it for Volvo. But anyways, so that was my code reader. I looked up my codes with that. I went to the quick survey. I'm going off my brain right now, even though I might show the image, so I don't think I'm reading it wrong. I know it's quick server. I'm gonna show you guys how to sign up for that at the end of this video, or maybe I'll just make a 10-second short. So look out for one of my shorts just showing you how to register. But if you have a Cummins engine, I don't know if the Detroit engines, Cat, I don't know if any other engine manufacturer does this, but with that, you get the service manual, you get to look up parts for your engine, because you have to type in your engine serial number and all that stuff, and it comes up with all the specs, everything you need for your engine. It shows you how to replace it, how many work hours it should take. You can look up this on the service part. You can look up the service codes. So if you had, like me, I had like 3 or 4 codes that popped up. I typed them all in there, not in any certain order. I typed them in there, and then press search. The results came back to which ones are more crucial than the other ones. You should check this one first, this one, and then this code. because this code could be triggering this. Anyways, you click on it, it gives you pictures, it gives you the step-by-step of basically what the dealer do. When the dealer hooks up their computer and a code comes up, I got code 71. Code 71 come up, they click on code 71, and then they give them troubleshooting. I already knew when I went to the dealership, the cheapest thing, the best thing to check was my XY harness, or the computer. I forgot what it's called. It's like a TCM or something like that. Check the TCM, check the connectors, check the XY actuator. Take it apart, make sure the fingers are moving good and all that stuff. Then it goes from there it goes all the way down to the clutch. Check the clutch, make sure there's not any debris, this, and this. So it step by steps, it tells you what to look for of what could be triggering that code. So that's a good thing to do. Even with I had something about kept getting codes about the turbo. Basically, it was telling me that I had an exhaust leak. That's how I found out I had an exhaust leak. I typed that code in. It told me to go in, look at my exhaust manifold. I looked at my exhaust manifold. I saw some black soot. Just not soot, like it wasn't heavy, but it was black back there. And then it told me to check the gaskets. Check for any little gaps. Check the hosing. Check all that. So I know I need a. Oh dang it! I think it was supposed to go down one more. So I know I need some new manifold gaskets. I know I need that. I know. Hopefully I don't need a new manifold, but that's not here or there. I might just replace the manifold. But I know I need to do those things. The same with the turbo, my actuator. We're going to get that fixed right now. I typed that in. Some of those codes, one of the codes came back that I need to look at my turbo. It could be the turbo actuator. It could be the turbo itself. It gave me some problem shootings, how to take it off, what to look for, move the arm and blase. But with that, I was thinking about buying Insight, coming Insight, but I was actually going to. I literally was about to buy it the day before my clutch went out. That's what happened in Arizona. My clutch gave out. They told me I needed a new clutch from the dealer. I was calling around trying to see, okay, where can I buy a clutch from? Everybody was telling me, they could ship me one a week. The dealer had the part, but the dealer is just so expensive. I called another place that had it, but they're the same price as the dealer, without like a couple extra seals. So I was just frustrated because the price they quoted me, I did not have the money. I had the money for the part, but the service, I did not have money. Well, it's either I had the money for the service, for them to actually do the labor, or the part. I didn't have money for both. So my parents, you watching this, I appreciate you guys. They came in clutch. Literally, they bought the clutch for me. They came in clutch. My dad gave me more than enough, and my mom gave me more than enough money than I needed for the clutch. They gave me like $100 extra, just to make sure, which that came out awesome because of the tax. So they bought my clutch for me. I put majority of the maintenance or the service fee on one of my cards. My wife didn't want me to max it out to 0, so she gave me $500. I told her that's all I needed. She was out there working in San Diego, so she got paid because she does choreographs. She gave me the $500. So I didn't have to max out my credit card just in case if anything went wrong and I needed that $500 for a tow or I don't know what. So everything worked out perfectly. Everybody came together. My support team came together. But yeah, I needed a whole new clutch, and it was arm and leg, guys. Like, it was just for the clutch, and the clutch work was half of what it would cost me to do a engine rebuild. So yeah, it was crazy, guys.
Just rolling trucking. What's going on, man?